didn't think we played our best today, which is a good sign moving forward. Coming out of regionals, it's the first game is always you just have a little bit of jitters, and I've been in enough of them where they're almost always tight games. So just happy to get the win and see who wins the next game and get ready for them.
All right, please raise your hand for questions. We have microphones available. State your name and affiliation.
Mark Berman, Roanoke Times. Keely, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is it any extra special to get a no-hitter in an NCAA tournament game? And was there a certain point in the game where you were kind of really feeling odd and thought that this was going to be one of those kind of games for you?
Yeah, it's always special. No, I was just throwing. I wasn't really focused on throwing no-hitter. I was trying to put our team in the best position to win.
And then for much of the game was either scoreless game or 1-0 or 2-0 game. Does that make you kind of bear down even more when it's, does that help your kind of mental focus sharpen even more?
I guess a little bit, but ultimately I just try to go after every batter.
And what was working for you today that kind of helped you be so effective?
I think what we worked on in practice last week has helped a lot. Just getting my momentum back in my motion, so I felt really good.
In the back on the left.
Yeah, Anthony Romano, WDBJ7. This is for Kelsey and Keely. What was it like playing in this atmosphere? I know it's been talked about kind of all week leading up to it, but the people out in the outfield and the extra stands, I mean, how much energy was there in the park, and how did you guys maybe feed off of that?
I mean, it's exciting. Hokie Nation really came out and supported us today, but before we even started, our coaches were big on looking up in the stands, making sure we know that everybody's there, and kind of just getting used to it. But, I mean, we still have a weekend to play, and Hokie Nation showed out for the first game, so hopefully they continue to just come up and support.
Keely, do you want to answer that one as well?
Yeah, it was really cool. Like Kelsey said, like Hokie Nation showed out, and I just hope that they keep coming throughout the week. It really helps us a lot.
In the back on the right.
Eric Johnson, WSLS 10. Kelsey, how do you all at the plate make sure you don't hit the panic button in terms of plate production early in games? But how do you kind of take that, I guess, even keel approach and say, hey, you know what, it'll come in time. Don't panic quite yet.
I just think it's sticking to an approach that we have like before the game starts, and I think that you stick to that approach and you have the outcomes you want, the results that you want, but we got to be better tomorrow. So.
In the back.
Jermaine Farrell, WFXR, Roanoke. This question for all you guys, if you want to take the answer, Coach DeMore, if you can take it first. You guys preach about how you just take it one game at a time, but overall, when you look at the NCAA tournament, it's a fun time. It seems like, I noticed in the dugout, you guys are having a ball. It seems like y'all are just soaking up this moment. How do you just channel that to say, hey, it is just a game, and it's not, okay, it's the NCAA tournament?
Well, if you look at the tournament as a whole, and you're trying to win the tournament, obviously that puts a lot of pressure on you. So you see the big picture, and you're saying, we're going to Oklahoma City, and it doesn't work like that. And so my message to the team before the game was, this is what we worked for. Go out and play loose. All the hard work since August is for today and the next couple weeks. So just go out and enjoy it, because if you're not enjoying this moment in regionals and postseason, it's probably not the program for you. So just enjoy what we're doing.
Athletes, you want to answer that one as well?
I just think, like you said, game by game, but it's more of a pitch by pitch. I mean, 7th inning, Keely hit the first batter, but we just got to all stay relaxed and just keep playing our game.
Right. In the front.
For the players, even though you're the favorite here, but how big is it to just start off the tournament, get that win under your belt, and be 1-0 on this day as opposed to going into tomorrow 0-1?
Yeah, like Coach Pete said, the first game's usually probably the hardest because you're getting out a lot of your jitters and nerves. But yeah, it helps a lot.
I mean, we definitely celebrated after, but now it's just time to move on. I mean, we're 1-0. We need to be 2-0 after tomorrow.
Kelsey, you're up 1-0 when you came up to plate and came to the plate and had that big RBI single. What were you feeling after that? Was it a little sense of okay, we got the insurance run now we're in good shape? I guess what was kind of the mentality at the plate, and then once you got the RBI single?
Well, I mean, Keely was pitching her butt off for us, so I mean, 1-0, she probably would have been fine anyway. But I was just trying to stay relaxed and get the run in, obviously, and I was just seeing a pitch that was middle, and I swung at it. So.
Obviously, playing shortstop behind her, was there a certain point in the game where you're like, oh, she's got, all we need is to get one run today. She's got it going on today.
Keely's always got it going on. So I mean, playing behind her is pretty easy, but it's definitely easier with a pitcher like her playing behind her. I mean, you get ground balls, pop-ups very rarely, so you just got to stay engaged playing behind her, pitch to pitch.
Pete, what impressed you about Keely as you watched this game today?
A lot of swings and misses. Velocity was good, and one ball, one walk. One walk is it's pretty legit. That's a good job in 17 Ks. So I'll take that ratio tomorrow too.
Keely, were you hoping seventh inning came, and obviously you got a couple runners on base. Were you kind of a little disappointed? Were you hoping for the perfect game, or no hitter is just fine with you?
I mean, I wasn't really thinking about it. I kind of just was. We were up 4-0, so I was like, okay, let's just bear down, not let anyone else on, and get outs.
Let's go in the back to Jermaine.
First of all, Coach DeMore, again, I want to say, happy birthday to your son. Awesome stuff. I mean, stuff you post on social media should be a show in itself. Great stuff. But this is for Keely. Now, Coach DeMore said, when his son comes around, you're the one that gets him all the time. You're the one that spends the most time with him. So what's it like spending time, with Coach DeMore's son? Because I'm sure it's a special moment, and I know he's picking up a lot from you.
Well, Rose is about the same age as me now. But, no, I love kids. So, yeah, anytime Coach P brings him around, I do try to hog him. But, yeah, Rose is a big boy, so he basically can walk on his own now. But, no, he's really cool. When he first comes around, he's a little bit shy, but then he opens up to us. So, yeah.
Just like his dad.
Yeah, that's it.
And what did y'all get for his birthday? So, I mean, I'm sure players I know, Keely, if you spend the most time with him, you probably hooked him up.
I did get a shirt from the players that had a Hokie in the front and a big tail on the back. So, but funny story, he woke up at 2:30 last night and didn't go back to bed until 7. So he laid on Dad, and I almost called Keely to come over, but I knew she was pitching today.
Let's go to Anthony in the back.
This question is for Pete. This was Keely's 9th no-hitter. Can you describe the significance of accomplishing that in the postseason, in a regional? How difficult is that in your eyes? And I guess, Keely, you can answer this too. And how significant is that to accomplish that this time of year?
I mean, I've been around a lot of good pitchers. I've been in a lot of regionals. I don't remember off the top of my head a no-hitter in regionals. I mean, it might have happened, but everybody here can play softball, and it's a pressure-packed situation, and to be able to perform like that against anybody you play is a big deal. So, yeah, it's a special moment.
And then I guess, Keely, for you, how do you maybe, raise your compete level this time of year? Obviously, these are the best of the best teams in the country. Does that motivate you a little bit more when you go out there and pitch?
I mean, yeah, I always try to do that throughout the preseason and regular season too, just to mimic kind of how I want my whole year to be. Like, I don't want anything to change now that I've come into postseason. But yeah, in throwing a no-hitter, I mean, it's hard regardless if it's in regular season or postseason. Like, it's really hard to do. So, yeah, I feel like that doesn't really matter. It's just hard in general.
Tim.
You guys, Tim Thomas from the Tech Lunch Pail. You guys had 5 stolen bases today. A lot of aggression on the base paths. What do you think of your base running today and some of the success that you had with that?
Yeah, timing was good. We were able to. I think we walked 5 times, so I don't know how many of those actually ended up stealing bases, but just to put runners in scoring position so you can score on a single and not a double. It was just kind of a point of emphasis. I don't know that we hit many balls on the screws today, and I just figured that a couple runs would have been safe with a couple runs. So with the way Keeley was throwing, so just the way it rolled.
And then how do you guys approach kind of the scouting for tomorrow? I mean, I know you don't know the opponent yet, but how much advanced scouting have you all done, and what have you all seen kind of from both Kentucky and Miami?
Not a ton of scouting yet. I mean, obviously we played them already. We saw, I think, Pratt from Miami. I don't think we saw Vistra. How do you say it, Lee? Vistra. I don't think we saw her, but we watched her on film. Kentucky, they're always solid, and I've been playing them for a long time, and they're coached well, and they'll be ready to play. Either team will be ready. They're both coached well. So we're going to go back to the hotel and drink some water and stay in the shade and watch the game.
And how were you guys handling the heat today? I mean, this is as warm as it gets for Blacksburg. How have you guys been handling that, especially with another couple days of it?
Well, I wore all black today, so I'm the fool in the room. But I'll tell you, they had some kind of special electrolyte mix that they were drinking all morning long, so they can answer that. But we started hydrating a couple days ago.
Last one, Mark.
Pete, you mentioned you said you didn't play your best, but you still won. Obviously, you did leave a lot of people on base. What do you think that was due to?
I don't know. I mean, we swing the bat as well as anybody in the country during practice. We haven't changed any of our practice plans during the pro season or the last 3 weeks. So I just think I'm not sure what it is, but I mean, we had eight hits. We just left a couple of runners on base, but I think it was Mike Candrea said it was pitching defense and timely hitting wins postseason. We had that, so I don't think it's realistic to go into every game right now thinking we're going to score 8 to 10 runs. So I'll take 4, and I'll take 4 against anybody going out here on out.
Keeley, does this become your favorite no-hitter of your career because it happened in the postseason, or is the first one always the one you remember the most, college-wise, or?
I think the perfect game is still my favorite. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Virginia Tech. We will see you next on Game 3 tomorrow at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.